Hey everybody, how's it going? Sorry for the bit of the delay. I'm Austin. I'm joined by my friend Neil. Today we're going to be talking about all things cologne fragrances, which I think should be an interesting topic. Sorry, I'm looking a little bit pink. StreamYard doesn't like when I use 720p, so I'm at 480p. I'm looking a little neon, I guess. But anyway, I'm excited about today's stream. I just have some general notes to go off of. This could be kind of a free talking stream. I'm not sure how much prep Neil has done for this, but we'll go through our usual. So I'll start here. My scent of the day is something I literally got today. If you saw my short on it, French Avenue Vulcan Feu, which feu means fire, by the way, in French. And it's a clone of God of Fire. And it's really good. I'm very happy with this. So there's been a ton of hype on this one, and I'll put my seal of approval on it. Like for the $40 that I paid on this, yeah, I'm very happy with it because it scratches the itch. And this could be something that we could talk about. I do not feel like I need to buy or own God of Fire or Bodicea the Victorious 1907. This has the elements of both of those fragrances that I like, and it honestly smells pretty high quality for being a Middle Eastern house, right? So I'm sure all of those things that I mentioned are going to be little talking points that we have throughout this stream, but I'm very pleasantly surprised with this. And I guess just to talk about the fragrance, right? It's fruity, right? There's mango and rhubarb, which rhubarb I actually really like in a fragrance. Pink pepper, jasmine, oak moss. I think I saw even like praline as one of the listed notes. It's kind of sweet, fruity, but it isn't shower or not shower, but like shampoo like. It's really wearable, and I like it. It's zesty, it's fruity, it's a little bit tangy. It's just really easy to wear, and I like the vibes that it gives for summer. Which tomorrow, is the summer solstice here in North America? So perfect timing, right? Maybe I could actually make a summer video because it's going to be summer, but I'm really enjoying it. In fact, I'm going to spray more now. It's so good. Try it listen, there's a lot of hype on it right now, so don't pay stupid markup prices for this. Definitely not. It's not worth... I think it's actually worth more than what I paid for it, but like don't willingly, hash out, $70, $80 for this thing. There's just literally 0 point to doing that. Wait till hype dies down a little bit, then get your bottle for $40, $35, however much it actually is. But yeah, I would definitely say give it a shot if you find it at a good price and that profile sounds good, or you like God of Fire. I think it's a good one. What are you wearing today, Neil?
I'm wearing a clone myself. A clone of Terra de Mes.
Uh-oh.
It's Roger Bones. It's so lovely.
That is a clone. It's just not... I didn't even think about that as a part of the conversation, did we?
It's kind of the opposite way.
Yeah, instead of it being toned down a little bit, yeah, we classed it up a little bit.
Yeah, we did. I did the exact opposite.
That's pretty funny. I didn't plan that, by the way. That's really funny.
Yeah. What can you say about this? This is really kind of the classiest version of Terra de Mes. EDT. You have a lot of nuance inside this. I tell you, like, it's kind of... People often scoff at, the amount of notes that are in a Roja fragrance. But sometimes I tell you, man, I can wear it one day and get some of the notes, wear it another day and get other notes. Predominantly, I get the Terra de Mes style DNA in it, but I will get slight nuance. Yeah, here and there, depending on how my diet, how much activity I've had, how much sweat, how much salt is on my skin. Yeah. All those things kind of factor into how this fragrance kind of plays and smells. So
that's one of the things I love about perfumery.
Yeah.
especially niche perfumery. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of a clone, right? So that's really funny. I didn't make think about that, or I would have grabbed out a few different ones myself. But that's awesome. So yeah, Neil and I are both smelling fantastic for sure. So let's catch up in the chat. I see we got 6 people, or let's call
five
it,
plus
call
me.
it five people plus Neil. We're streaming a little bit before our usual time, but that's all right. We'll see who we're gonna see, and hopefully people can watch the replay. But see, Blaine is in here. He's wearing Alexandria's version of God of Fire. So yeah. Well, Neil or Blaine rather. Blaine, you don't need to try this one if you already have the Alexandria version, because again, this could be one of the things that we talk about among this live stream is different brands that we actually like for the inspired takes. I like Alexandria. I had and went through my entire bottle of their Aventus Cologne style fragrance, so I'm sure that one smells good, and I'm sure it's close, and I'm sure it performs well. But yeah, if you don't have anything like that, try this. But you obviously do. Smelling great. This stuff is addictive. I love that profile. You haven't smelled it, have you? You've never smelled God of Fire.
I've never smelled God of Fire. I've smelled Lamari Porthole, and people say they're very close to each other. I just found that Lamari Porthole was a lot more jasmine, white floral kind of forward on my skin.
Really?
So it kind of gave me more of that like shower jelly, jasmine-ish tone, and I was like, more feminine than I would like myself. Or
I don't get that with this. I think you would actually really enjoy this. This smells very, very close to God of Fire, and like I mentioned, 1907, which is one of the best things that I've ever smelled, like flat out. It kind of scratches the itch.
Yeah.
It's got, when it dries down after a few minutes, I mean, it smells great from the opening, but when it starts to settle into the dry down a little bit, oh, it's just so good.
You won't even be able to tell.
I probably sprayed like 20 sprays of this thing. I was just showing my neighbor too. Clones do not suck. Well, some do. Some don't. And that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
Joel is wearing Versace Eros. Just received my new purchase, Red Ross Thai Mango. That sounds really good. Thai Mango. Is it like spicy pepper and mango or something?
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh.
Maybe some
chili pepper or something? Thai chili and mango?
I thought I saw it was black pepper or some sort of pepper.
Okay.
And it looked like there was ginger maybe in it too. Like he shared I saw his IG post and saw that that it had on like the picture of the advertisement, it looked like it had black pepper and ginger in the background with mango and stuff. So
that sounds really good.
Looks interesting.
Joel, I can't remember if we asked you or not, but how was the new Afnan Tarathi Energy or whatever it's called, the electric rather? How is that? How did you like it?
Yes, inquiring minds want to know.
No, I didn't hit. This was actually this guy's fault. He decided he wanted to try a different setup, in the bottom of the ninth here. Anyway, we're here. No, but I think of that moment often. Hey, Angel's in here. Oh, yeah, by the way, so last week I remember I mentioned the Tampa Fragrance Group, right? Tampa Scent Exchange. Well, now it's the Florida Fragrance Exchange. So if there's anyone in here, I think there's a few people that watch actually that live in Florida. Join this page right here on Facebook. We have our own little frag marketplace, basically. Yeah, join. It's fun. Good vibes. Angel's a good guy. I sold my... we met and he got into this. I don't remember if I mentioned this or not before. This guy right here, I sold him my Afnan 9 p.m. and I sold him LeBeau Paradise Garden on his birthday this year. And that's kind of, I guess, what got him into this. So kind of cool that he's here. He's a good friend. Good to see you, Angel. Kaylin, what's up? Kaylin, I'm excited for, oh Lord. Sneak peek preview, by the way. I got all of these decants from Kaylin and some from Neil. and they keep looking at me. It's like the forbidden fruit. Like, the next stream is going to be a decant swap amongst the three of us. So Neil, myself, and Kaylin. That's going to be the next stream. So if you're excited for that, let us know. I'm very excited because LV Imagination and others just keep staring at me. But Kaylin is wearing R&B today, which I also got that. And I really like that one as well. But I decided to give the wear to Vulcan Fu today just because of the topic. He's traveling to Albuquerque and El Paso. Oh, cool.
Safe travels.
Yeah, safe travels. Sorry, I'm trying to get these decants to stay on the desk and not fall over.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Hey, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Vulcan Fu. Now I'm overthinking it to see if I said it the same way. It's not fue, it's pho. Yeah, Vulcan Fu. Joel would know, right?
He would know.
All right. Saying hi. Hey, Rana. Rana's watching from work, everyone.
Shh.
What? Romaro is in here. Romaro is an intern that works with me that I've sold to. What's up, buddy? I'm going to have to bring this one in to show you, Romaro. I don't know if it's going to be on Monday or what, but yeah, you need to smell this because you should definitely try it. Because I sold Romaro my, what was it? Maison Alhambra Glacier Bold, which is like Le Beau Le Parfum, but Maison Alhambra, and he went through the whole thing. And I sold him Cedrat Boisé and maybe a couple others. I think
he must have learned his spraying technique from you.
Armaf, Club de Nuit Milestone too, so the Milsim Imperial one. He's got all those. But yeah, he must have. I don't know. He wore it a couple weeks ago, and he walked in, and I was like, "Dude, I smell you everywhere." He's like, "What?"
Has he gotten pulled into HR yet?
No. Romaro sits in no man's land.
Okay.
But anyway. All right, Angel's wearing Blue Talisman. Yeah, that's his favorite fragrance, and he just got that. He traded his Absolute Aventus for that, so he's happy about it. I have smelled number 4 Neon. Yeah, I really don't like Thomas Kosmala, I'm going to be honest, so I'm sure God of Fire is... Wait, yeah, God of Fire is definitely better than number 4 Neon. I thought you said Fire of God, like what Blaine is wearing. Yeah, God of Fire is 100% better than number 4 Neon. No questions. Okay. Rana is wearing a fragrance more expensive than I've ever purchased. And she fell in love with it. She loves it so much, and she wants to wear it to our wedding. Any guesses? Do you have a guess?
I think I know. You told me this, but we already guessed, right?
It's Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. That's what Rana's wearing today. She's wearing I gave her a 10 ml decant that I had because it's too feminine for me. I don't really pull it off all that well. Jason's in here. What's up? Wearing Coastal Carolina Surf City. I actually have never tried anything from that brand. Yeah, Surf City sounds like it'd be good. I think the only person that I've heard actually talk about that has been like Randy.
Yeah,
but I've never tried anything from it. But I'm sure it smells good. Good to see you. Yes, sir. They're always good streams. What do you mean? The Afnan Tarathi Electric is missing emoji. Apparently, it's more citrus Blue Talisman, even if it smells A1. All right, well, I'm glad you like it.
It's a couple of different emojis. It's this emoji.
John C's wearing Atelier Materi Cedra Figalia. Yeah, I said that right.
Maybe I've smelled that one. I don't know. I've smelled a few.
I haven't smelled that brand, but I want to.
I don't know if I smelled that one.
I want to smell the. I want to smell the Neroli one. There's like I forget the name of it, but yeah, I'm definitely very interested in that brand. Good to see you, John. Trying to make sure I see everyone. What's up, Gian? Saying hi.
Gian.
What are you wearing today, Gian? Did you even say it? Did I miss it? No. I should try Pacific Coast by Alexandria. I sold my Pacific Chill for it. Really? That's fine. Yeah, we might have to look into that. I know that there's also, what is it called? Help me out here. The one that actually like looks like the LV bottle and everything. It's like a Fragrance World one. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
it's escaping me right now. I used to remember. I don't know. Anyway, there's a well-known Pacific Chill dupe that I was looking at on Fragrance Buy for like $40. But I think Rana really likes the profile, but I'm nervous that if she went to a clone, which God, we need to get past this intro because we're talking about what we're going to talk about. Sometimes the clone can nail the profile, but the quality suffers, right? And the ingredients are a little bit lackluster.
Or you just get the top note, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes that can kind of just muddle the fragrance, and it doesn't have the same, electricity or vibe or energy or that thing that makes it so special, right? So that's the only thing that I'm worried about with getting a dupe. But Alexandria, yeah, I have a general positive opinion on them, so we might have to look at that. Thank you, Blaine. Atelier Materia is a good house. Great house. Frustrating that they only do travel sizes 100 mils, though. Why wouldn't they do like a 50 mil? Send you a decant out of mine next time? For what? For not Pacific Chill, right? I have a 10 mil Pacific Chill that's like halfway gone. Unless you're not talking about.
And if Rihanna learned how to spray from you too, it will be gone pretty quickly.
No, actually, I sprayed it on Rihanna this morning. And she hates how I do it, to be honest. She's like, I don't need more than like 3. And I'm like, no, you need 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then there. And she's like, I stink. And I said, no, you stink good. John's wearing Brute. Heard. The Spray of Axe. Luciano Coastal Breeze. Thank you. Yeah, that's the one, definitely. He's going to bust out Drakkar Noir next time. No, Pacific Coast Alexandria. Oh, maybe you were telling us about that, actually. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, that was a 17-minute intro, which I'm fine because we're not really sniffing on a whole bunch. We're just talking. But thank you guys for being here. If you haven't already, hit that like button, and we'll dive into the topic, which I don't know. Neil, we didn't rehearse, but I guess what would you want to talk about first? You want to define, I mean, not that anyone here doesn't know, but like just go through what is a clone? What's a dupe? How do you want to do this?
I mean, we can just go over briefly. I mean, you kind of did talk about it in the intro. Like, clone is something that's going to kind of mimic what the original idea of the fragrance was, right?
Yeah.
It's a cheaper version with sometimes cheaper oils, depending on if it's doing a clone of a designer house that they use kind of cheap oil. Let's not try to hide that fact that clones nowadays, the oil quality is about as good as you're going to get from a designer. So
I agree.
I mean, if you like your middle tier, like designer level stuff, like YSL, Hugo Boss, yeah, Versace, Armani, you're gonna get the same kind of oil in the clones that Armoff and Lattafa and Paris Corner and all the Alexandria and Montagna.
Montagna or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Joel, how do I pronounce that? It's mountain in French, right? Yeah. Montagna or something.
There's so many. There's so many clone houses. It's crazy. That's the general gist of what a clone is.
That one, right? Yeah, that one. All right, so I mean, let's just go into it then. I mean,
this is John brings up a good point right here. Does that mean clones are getting better or designers are getting worse? Designers are getting worse.
I kind of think both.
I can kind of give you that, and yes, and probably clones are getting better too. Well, clones, I think what it is, clones are getting better at catching what the original was doing.
Yeah.
Like the technology of
the GCMS and
finding out what's in the fragrance has gotten better, and they're finding out better what's actually how to recreate that.
Yeah.
And yes, designers are getting worse. They're trying to lower the quality so they can make more money. And like I've kind of stopped buying most of all designers because of that. I'm like, if I'm going to buy a designer fragrance, I might as well just buy a clone then at that rate and spend less money.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm like the niche snob, right? And I'm kind of a clone hater, but I think I own more clones than I do designer fragrances. Like, I think I literally only have a handful of them. I have a couple Versace's, I have a couple Dior, I have 2 Chanel, and that's kind of it. I don't really think I have a whole lot because I tend to agree. Like even on discounters for what you get at designers, I'd rather get a niche, or you can get the same profile out of a clone. So anyway, do you think that, I guess let's discuss, where do you think clones have a place, or do you think that they're just completely unethical? Like, what's your take on that?
My take might actually surprise some people, but I think not only are clones necessary, but I mean, not only are they liked and wanted, but they're necessary. Because what it does is it regulates things, right? If designers and some niche companies, they call themselves niche, but they're not really niche. Creed. Oh, sorry.
Clear your throat there, buddy.
Yeah. Let me get. Hold on. Oh, there. Some of the niche companies are higher end designers are charging way more than they really should be, and they're only doing it because of the brand, like the
prestige and
the prestige. They're not doing it because we're giving higher quality ingredients.
Right.
I mean, just look at when we had the discussion with Salazar, and he said, look at all these fragrances that say they have oud in it, but if that juice is white and it's not staining something, there ain't no oud in that thing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I am generally not the biggest indulger of clones these days, but I think that if there weren't clones, I may not be where I am as far as my fragrance journey, because my thing started with I found out about decants after I found out about clones from oh my god, what's the name of the brand? We talked about this before. There's this YouTuber, Aaron Marino, had the Alpha M YouTube channel, and then he had his Pete and Pedro hair putty and all this stuff that I used to use, and he came out with fragrances, and one is an Aventus dupe, the other one is a Green Irish Tweed dupe, the other one was a Tom Ford effing Fabulous dupe. Got them, tried them, and I was like, damn, these are nice. And then I learned about decants, and then my journey progressed to, well, shit, instead of buying these decants, I could get a bottle of one of these that's, the clone for, the price of 3 or 4 decants.
Yeah.
Of some significant size, right? So then I kind of went down the Dua rabbit hole, and I realized that some of them were really good, but some of them were really shit. And then I kind of switched back to niche. But anyway, that's all to say that I think if clones weren't there, then I might not be in this hobby at all. So I'm appreciative that there is the entry point, basically, that we can get into it and then, choose our own path, whether we're completely satiated with clones and we just want to smell the general profile and we'll save our cash. That's fine. I obviously got into it where I, enjoyed the nuance and the quality and all of that stuff, that it was more like trying to find fine wine, right? Instead of getting smeared off ices, we started looking at talking to the sommelier at the steakhouse, right? I mean, that's kind of where I'm going. But yeah, I like that they're a thing, and especially for people with, you know, different economic statuses and everything else. I mean, everyone deserves the support and the boost that I think fragrance can give. So I like that it's there. I think sometimes I'm not the biggest fan when they're a direct clone, which I get sounds hypocritical because I just glazed this. But I generally don't buy them. And I guess this could segue into, do you buy them? Do you not? What do you think on that? I buy them if it's something that I like, that I feel like the original was good, but not worth the price. So that's kind of how I feel about God of Fire, right? You get a 50 ml bottle, so 1.7 ounce, for discounters going rate is like $185. This is a 100 ml. I paid $40 shipped, and it smells identical basically. I'm sure there's some nuance that I'm missing here compared to God of Fire. I don't have it side by side right now, but it captures that profile. It doesn't smell super cheap compared to the original, right? So I don't feel like I'm losing out. I feel like that's a case where there's kind of this corporate greed of them trying to upcharge and upsell and make something more grandiose than it really is. Like, I think if a clone house is able to recreate a fragrance so well that they're like indistinguishable, then I think that original fragrance wasn't all that great to begin with, because it might not have the same stuff that makes niche. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of what Neil was getting at too. Like, you're not going to be able to get the nuance of some real oud or something like that. Like, you can get close, but it's not going to be the same. This smells virtually indistinguishable. So while God of Fire smells really good and I'm happy that I have this, I'm content with this. So that's kind of how I view my purchasing and enjoyment of clones. I don't go out of my way to seek them out to save a buck. Like, if I really like something and I feel it's worth the money for the quality, I will get that and, you know, pass up on the clones. But in this case, this one's really good. What do you think about that in general? I know
I kind of agree with the fact that if there's a fragrance that I like it, but especially when you're talking about the niche level fragrances, I like it, but I really don't see myself spending that much for that profile. It doesn't wow me enough to make me say, I need this. I don't care what it costs. I need this. And that was kind of my feeling for this one.
I have that one.
Yep. Which is Sedley.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it does it good enough to the point where I don't need to get Sedley. And I probably, like, if I never got this, and this never existed, maybe I never would have bought Sedley. Right? Or maybe I would have bought Sedley only like later when I found it on a discount website, either a discount website or on a trading site on Facebook. But I definitely wouldn't have paid retail for Sedley. There's very few of the niche that I have that I would be like, oh yeah, I'm paying retail for that. I mean, Argos is one, because like occasionally Argos is like, sometimes I'll try to buy Argos from, hold on for a second, he's gone black. Sometimes I'd go and buy Argos from Fragrance Buy, because their deals are really good. So there he goes.
I was getting some FOMO.
But yeah, it's peppery, you know. There's more pepper in it than the original.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I kind of like the pepperiness of it.
I haven't actually given this one a full wearing, but I've sprayed it many times. I think I wore this to a concert last summer. We saw, and it was like the hottest concert freaking ever. It was like 100 degrees, sweating our ass off. We saw Nickelback or something, and I wore Sedley or Mahir Legacy. But yeah, I haven't actually worn this one, but it does smell good. There's a reason I haven't gotten rid of it. I did want to ask everyone that's watching, right, to kind of be engaged with what we're talking about. Is there like a clone that you guys have bought that you feel like you just don't need the original now? If so, drop it down below. Let us know, because I'd love to hear. Because I have on my desk, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 now fragrances that I'm content with.
Well,
and I don't need
on that kind of note of another reason why to get clones is because sometimes some fragrances get discontinued.
Yes.
And you can't buy them. So things like the one I showed last stream,
yep.
Essential, is a clone of YSL Y Ultime. And if you came into the game in the last year and a half, you may have never smelled this DNA. So why not, right? For $20. Why not, fat cat? Why not? Or
he called you fat.
Here's another one. I happen to have another one. That's one thing about clones I do have. I have a few clones that are of discontinued fragrances, right? So I have Alexander.
Oh, really?
Yep. And it is Forbidden Plum. I don't know if you can. Oh, there you go.
I'm gonna take a guess. All right, Plum Japonais.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tom Ford's Plum Japonais. And you know what? I have somebody that had Plum Japonais, and he smelled this, and he's like, it smells almost identical to it. Maybe not as rich, but he went and bought a bottle of this because he was like, I'm not using my Plum Japonais.
I know a lot of people feel about that way about that one specifically, right? Because it's just so rare and expensive now.
Yeah, they would rather spray on this on a regular basis, save Plum Japonais for when it really matters to them, when they really want to stand out, when they really want to smell the DNA. But then there's also like Perlador, right? From
the Carlisle one.
Yep.
I've never
it's like
smelled
a
mix.
This. It's kind of like a mix, and that's what this brand does. It takes two. It's kind of like Dua, right? Dua does the same thing, where it takes two styles of niche fragrance and put them together.
I got one right here, but I'm not going to be talking about this one in a positive light.
But on a positive note, this one is pretty good, right? And it's like Carlisle mixed a little with Awajan, or I think it's more Awajan. Than I think Ross feels it's more like
Carlisle.
No, Angel Share, and I don't get the as booziness.
Well, I have Angel Share right here.
Oddly enough, that's actually not a clone of Angel Share. It's a clone of a Middle Eastern.
I like this more than fragrance. Angel Share.
You like that better than Angel Share?
I do. But I like the Nobile more than this. Yeah. Anyway, I cut you off. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was pretty much done.
So, all right, I wanted to catch up on the chat too, make sure we're getting to everyone. So we're in Torino 21. That's one of my favorites for sure. I don't know where it is in the top 10 anymore, but it's there. It's got to be.
All I have is a little.
Oh my god, you just got everything within arm's reach. Clones are good. Joel says clones are good. There's value in all different prices and brands. It all stands from what each individual budget and taught about them. Yeah, I don't quite. I get the sentiment that you're saying, but either I'm misreading that or there's some typos. But yes, I definitely think there's a place for clones, and there's different values.
So probably thought about them, not taught about them.
Which individual budget and thought about them? Yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you. I support independent clone houses, Sensual Obsessions, Dapper, Making Sense. A lot more than Latafa, French Ave. I haven't tried any of those. In fact, I've only heard of Sensual Obsessions, but haven't ever looked into them.
Well,
show us, Neil.
Talking about that kind of thing, right? Hold on. One moment, please.
Dua's hit or miss for me. I have a couple that I actually really like, and it's kind of the same thing where I don't need the original because I actually am satiated, if you will, with the clone. But this one here, terrible. What are the? Oh, that's Happy Land. That's the guy from Perrysburg, Ohio, kind of where I used to live. But
this is Happy Land, and a lot of Happy Land stuff is just inspired takes of known DNAs, you know. So, and they're a little like funky to smell from the atomizer.
Yeah, they have the plastic atomizer thing. Yeah, the plastic decant.
Yeah. Well, no, they're glass. It's glass here.
I hear it.
Yep. But the cap is atomizer and the
I have the same problems with the decant X ones.
But there's some really good ones in here that I think to myself, oh, you know what? These are like I bought the whole set, the whole series they did. Like this is kind of the Emberland is kind of funky from the atom.
What is that one? Hey, Saga. The horse. She loves the horse.
She loves the horse. I don't even remember what Emberland is. But
Sean wore my Here Legacy yesterday.
Yeah, see? It's a good time to be wearing it.
It is. They live in Texas, too, so it's hot as shit.
Yeah. You don't need much of it, too, because it's a pretty powerful projector. So
yeah, when I wore to that concert, I probably put 15 on. We're outside. I mean, what's going to happen, right?
And you're sweating like friggin' bullets, so it's like it's projecting off you. Like,
would you rather smell that, or would you rather smell some drunk dude with BO?
Well, I'm pretty sure the people that were in 20 feet of you just smelled you too.
They're welcome.
You're welcome.
I haven't actually smelled Sudley, but
it is just imagine the DNA smelling it.
This with less pepper?
Yeah, just with less pepper, you know? And that's what you would pretty much get.
I mean, it's nice. It's wearable.
Oh, yeah.
Better than Greenlee. I'm going to be started on Greenlee, y'all.
Talking about Greenlee?
2 thumbs down on Greenlee. Greenlee sucks. Yeah, 8th or French Avenue.
I think Parfum de Marly has the unfortunate title of the one house that I feel that I'm not going to buy freshies from because they're not sophisticated enough to warrant it.
But you like Castley?
I like it. I like Castley, but I didn't say I was going to buy it. Give it what? Like a year?
Yeah, there's going to be 13 different
will have a clone of it out, and I'll be like, okay, well, maybe I'll get it that.
Well, I think I saw that the French Avenue one is going to be out in like 2 weeks, actually. Or Dua had one yesterday, maybe.
Maybe. Like, yeah, the smaller independent ones are probably bringing out faster.
Bodicea Iris today? I've never heard of that. All right, here we go. For my question, Latafa Affection must smell like Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato. I've never smelled that, but that kind of gourmand sounds. Jesus, man.
I really do.
Oh man, that's really funny. I've never smelled it, but I'm sure it smells good. I probably wouldn't wear that one based on what I've heard about it, but like the aroma, I'm sure is really, really good. Oh yeah, BTV. Oh yeah, BTV is a clone house. We could have talked about them.
Yeah.
Did you see their one that's like $900 and it's just Bald Afrique?
Which one's that one?
Like Hanuman or whatever. It's got like the monkey on it or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen the bottle. I don't think I've smelled it.
Yeah, it's like $800 or $900.
Well, it's like what's the other?
Bald Afrique is like sub 200.
Yeah. And then you got the...
And that's niche still.
Yeah. And you also have the clone that's... I had the clone. I still have the clone, actually. And the oils on that clone in particular, kind of... I liked it at first, but then as time had gone on, I started to be like, you know, something
was kind of off.
Yeah, something about this is kind of off, and it's kind of rubbing me the wrong way, and I don't really want to wear it anymore.
Yeah.
So
this is another Dumont one, right? Solaria Oros.
Yeah,
Barouge or whatever, right? Isn't it? Yeah. It's all Dumont, isn't it? It's just not
it's all
like the
Dumont,
Nitro line. Haven't smelled it. I have a Ventus now, though. Milestone, I sold to Romaro, who we saw just a few minutes ago in the chat. Supremacy Collector's Edition. Is that like the gray concrete looking one with the speckles? I would like to smell that one because I do like Absolute Ventus, actually. I'm seeing a pattern here. House of Greed. Got it. Yes. That's fair. I think that's a fair take. The one that I did get a clone of, and it was a duo one, it's one of my favorites, right? You can see... I called it the best aquatic ever. I got a clone of a Rolfa, and it smelled terrible. Not even close. Not even close to magic. So, smell a Rolfa. A Rolfa. But yeah, no, I could definitely hear what you're saying there about Creed. Generally, yeah, you can get the profile and most of the... I don't know. Creed is really good quality, but you could get the profile and the performance elsewhere for cheaper, for sure. I feel like their oils are pretty good most of the time.
They're good, but they're not like...
I'll say that with the caveat of, like, I don't really like Centaurus.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that one kind of smelled cheap, and I know a lot of people love that are, like, big designer fanboys. I wasn't the biggest fan of that one. I thought it was kind of cheap smelling.
It is very designer-esque.
It kind of smelled like a spice bomb to me with a bunch of cinnamon.
I have it right here. I don't know where it is, though.
That's all right. I have my sample at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Ross has talked about that or not wanting to talk about it. But yeah, the only thing that I know about that brand is they're from Perrysburg, Ohio. And I lived about a hop, skip, and a jump away from that for 20-something years. And I never knew about it. Okay, Saga's wearing Kayali Wedding Silk Santal. Prefer the clone Care Felicity from Paris Corner. Let's see how the original develops over time. So she likes the clone more than the OG. Shit.
And, like I have a Paris Corner clone of...
Joel, thanks for joining.
See you, Joel. I have a Paris Corner clone of Ideal Extreme.
Okay.
And I really like it, but then when I got a sample from somebody of the original,
yeah,
and tried it side by side, I was like,
all right, screwed you up, huh?
Yeah, it was like the clone only did the top, like the top part, and then as soon as the clone dried down, it was still just the top, but the original actually changed into something a little bit different. And that's like kind of another reason why if you get a clone without trying at least the original DNA, you would never know that. You would be like, oh, this smells good. It just smell. And then somebody could smell you and be like, oh, it kind of smells like this, but it smells like you just kind of sprayed it.
Yeah.
And that's all it got, and that's all it went. But
here, I got a question for the chat. What's like your go-to clone house or brand if you just had to like pick like the top one? What do you think's like the most consistent, best one? Because I have a whole myriad of brands in front of me of ones that I like, and I know some from the same brands also have some really big misses.
I wanted to know. The most consistent one would probably be Boadicea because, you know, they put more money into it. But if we're talking about the cheaper level ones,
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I was buying clones, which I haven't really bought much of any clones in a while now, I kind of lean towards Latafa.
Yeah.
As being the one I would kind of go for, but it really is a crapshoot because you never know. Like you can get a great one, you can get a bad one.
I have 3 Latafas in front of me, 2 Maison Alhambras, and an Armoff. And here's a really good one that's kind of a clone that I think is totally worth owning. Like for literally anyone that enjoys this, that's a man that has any fragrance collection, I think you should own this. Missoni Wave.
Yeah. Or at least have owned it. I owned it.
Yeah. For like $50 maybe. Stuff is super good. This I kind of use. I think this is like a really good gym scent, if there is such a thing. I know people that can be very divisive for polarizing how you feel about that, but I think this is really good for something you're outside, you're getting sweaty, hot, and this is just a nice aroma to have around to maintain smelling clean. I feel like I would be between. I kind of agree with Latafa. Fragrance World has let me down a lot. I always get Fragrance World and Paris Corner messed up. They're separate, right? They're not the same company.
Yeah, they're not the same company.
I feel like
I can kind of see what you're talking about. Like Fragrance World can sometimes come out with a dead-on accurate one.
Yeah.
But then they can come out with one that's just like way off.
So French Avenue, is that Fragrance World or Paris Corner? I think it's
French Avenue is Paris Corner.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an offset of Paris Corner.
Okay, well then I kind of like Paris Corner because I also like this one.
Yeah, I have that one as well.
Yeah, and I have Refucket Adorn, which is a kind of a twist on Tuxedo, but I don't really like that one. I go anosmic to it really easily. But this one is really good. Rosendo Mateo number 5 is still better, in case Blaine was wondering.
And Jazz, Blaine, if you want to try Jazz.
Don't. Try Rosendo Mateo number 5 for sure. But that's not a clone. Baby Cat is a clone of that. Here's my first clone, okay? The first profile that I got into that I loved that actually sparked my interest in this hobby. Do you have any idea?
I'm drawing a blank right now, but I'm probably not going to be surprised once you show me.
You might be. All right. Well, it's Très Nuit.
Green Irish Tweed.
The Green Irish Tweed DNA.
Yeah.
I love this stuff. I think this is better than Green Irish Tweed. I think the violet added to this is more appealing than Green Irish Tweed. Because it still has that green, fresh, clean vibe. But it doesn't really smell like cool water. I guess Green Irish Tweed in itself is a clone, right? I mean, I got Cool Water over there. I use that when I shave.
Green Irish Tweed came first. Cool Water came after it.
Did it?
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. It was like 83 and 84 or something, respectively. I forget. But anyway, sure. I like this one more than Green Irish Tweed is the bottom line. And I think you can literally get this one for like $20. And it smells way better than that to me. Like, this is moderate performance, moderate projection, longevity, all those things, but it smells really good in the air. Like, yeah, if you sniff it up close and whatever, yeah, you might mess your stomach up if you try and sniff and inhale it like you're smoking something, but you're not going to experience it like that. You're going to smell it in the air when you move around, and this stuff is really good. Like, I would definitely recommend this to like a beginner or someone that doesn't have any money, or they just want to smell something clean and good, and they got about $20, $30 max to spend on stuff. This I would recommend before I ever recommended like Burberry Man or Chrome even. I like this more than that. I just think it stands the test of time. And I think there's kind of a big dent in there. You can't really see all that well, but
yeah, a little bit. You could kind of sort a little bit there, but
Anyway, that's a good one. Do you want to talk about any other ones, or do you want to kind of talk? Do we want to talk at all about, are clones ethical?
I think in the scheme of how like law is used for fragrances, they are, because you cannot copyright a scent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, I understand on the point of there's a shady ground because they're a perfumer, an artist has made it, and that by a clone taking it and then like recreating it and selling it, they're kind of stealing from the artist in a sort of way. But if you look how modern perfumery is done now, right? These perfumers that are making these things are usually working for one of the big houses.
Yeah.
And it's basically they perfume for the big house, they give them a formula, and then the house shops around this formula to one of the other houses, and somebody picks up and it goes with it. I was like, yeah, I like this, we'll take it. And then they put it in their bottle and then they sell it, as being theirs. So yep. I don't feel bad about buying a clone that's a clone of something that's done in that manner, that was done in that manner. Because the person who was the creator, the artist, is so far removed from it, they don't get residuals. This isn't like the movie or something like that. I'm not stealing away from their money. They've already been paid. They've been paid and they're gone. They have no more input on how the fragrance does.
That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that, actually.
Like everybody, like Justin Copeland loves to talk about how, or likes to bring up the fact that it's stealing from the artist, and he has a personal connection because he himself is an artist, right? He's a musician, right? The difference is when he goes out and plays, and what happens when he plays someone else's music, right? Does it?
It's a homage, right? Yeah.
Right? It's an homage. I'm just paying homage to the famous trumpet player of the past. I'm not stealing his music. Should that person who was playing that originally, should they be the only person allowed to play that music?
I have a couple guitars over there and I try and play, I don't know, old rock songs, right? Like, it's because I enjoy them. Right. Yeah, no, I think you bring up a good point, though. I hadn't actually thought about the fact that most of the time that these things are being cloned, it's not like an independent house, all-in-one, one-stop shop kind of thing of like owner, perfumer is getting their stuff ripped off. I would feel a little bit differently in that situation. But most of the time, these companies that do the clones, they're not doing scents like that. So, yeah, no, I hadn't thought about that, but you have an excellent point. I really don't feel bad now.
Yeah, they're not. It's not like they're doing a clone of Blueberry Morning by Michael Salazar, right? If they were doing that, I'd be like, no, that's kind of not cool, man. Because like, here's a guy, he's doing it by himself, and you just go ahead and take what is kind of his most popular fragrance, because you can get him more money. But that's also not the way clone houses work.
Would they be able to capture that, though?
Would they be able to capture that? That's the question. And they might not. And that's might be the reason why you never see smaller houses get cloned.
They tend to be more interesting, don't they?
Yeah. So there's space in the market for both. That's for sure. And anybody who tries to say that there shouldn't be clones is, I don't know, like either misleading themselves or got their head so far into a hole that they're not unable to see the reality of what's going on.
If clones weren't there, then I think that we would just see more corporate greed of all these conglomerate companies and all the brands owned by those conglomerates, that the prices would just keep going up, like the kind of what we're seeing now, right? Prices go up, size goes down, quality goes down. And we're supposed to, like, white knight over them, and sometimes it really doesn't matter. Like I said in the beginning, I'm generally not the biggest buyer of clones because the differentiating factor for me is if I feel that the quality and the nuance is worth owning the original, then I'll do that. But if it isn't any of those things and I feel like it's not worth the money, then yeah, either I won't get that, I'll get a clone, or I'll get like a decant that, I just wear from time to time. So there's space for everything. And yeah, I think if someone is just saying like, no clones ever, terrible, you're a terrible human, and you probably support fast fashion and all this other stuff, like this, come on. Let's be better than that. But anyway, Jason says he has over 30 sensual obsessions. Jesus. Kevin, I'm not familiar with Kevin. I'm guessing it's the brand owner. I haven't tried any of those.
Well, I mean, I got almost 30 something here. I mean,
here, Mirror Image is a great up and coming clone house. Also, I've never heard of them. We're a couple minutes behind. Handful, Paris Corner, Latafas, and one Armoff. Yeah, I feel like I had a lot of Armoffs, and now I kind of just have this one, I think.
I think they're doing what Armoff seems to be. Well, they over the last couple of years, they've kind of at least expanded upon it a little bit. But Armoff was predominantly the Creed cloner, right?
Right.
So, but now they've kind of done a couple of more.
Waiting to make talk about Club de Nuit Intense Man. I don't own, nor have I ever owned that actually.
And neither have I. I have the El Haramain version. So, and I like that one better.
I just never really cared to own a Ventus until I got a good deal on a Ventus, to be honest. I've never tried Shea Bond. I really don't like Bond.
Yeah.
They're just kind of shit, to be honest with you. They're overpriced. They're kind of cheap smelling for what you get. They might as well be a clone house as well.
Yeah, quite a few.
Crown Rain is the best one. Never tried of it.
Quite a few of the Bonds kind of have a similar DNA to Green Irish Tweed, and
do they really?
And, yeah.
I mean, I had Nomad. I still have like a decant of that. I think it's actually right in front of me. Yeah. I kept a few mil of that before I sold it. I like it. It just didn't feel like it was worth keeping and owning long term. But I have it to visit when I want to. What is that?
If I can get... My studio lights are clashing. Sorry. Bleecker Street.
Sorry, Sean. I had that, and I sold it to a coworker, and he was real happy about it.
Which one's this one?
She says most clones are copies of most colognes are copies over colognes these days. They just add their twists. There hasn't been a big groundbreaking new scent that hasn't existed to come out in a while. Not to my knowledge, anyways. I'm trying to rack my brain to see if I can think of any that are kind of just its own thing. I would say that's exactly what I was going to say, actually. I was going to say Ganymede.
I mean, but granted now, like almost half the stuff that that Quentin Biche has made is kind of, people think to themselves, it smells a lot like Ganymede.
Right. Yeah, we definitely see a lot of that. It's definitely trendsetting, but I would say that I had never smelled anything like that before until I smelled Bois Imperial or Ganymede.
Yeah.
And then I smelled it in my broken sample of Castley. I smelled it in that new Amouage Purpose 50 or whatever it is, the green bottle.
Purpose as well.
The Aloe wood thing or whatever it is that makes that what it is. I smell it everywhere now, but I would say that's the one that I can think of, and Neil thought of the same thing. Sean says Dumont has some quality clones and twists. I haven't tried any Dumont. I did see Nitro Red for sale for cheap, but I don't feel like I need to own it. It's Watermelon Invictus, but I already have one that's kind of like Watermelon Invictus that no one else has talked about, and I think it's good. It's an Armoff. It's some random name. It's over there, but I don't remember. Trying to think if there was anything else really to talk about here other than maybe just some recommendations or ones that are bad. I really don't have many bad ones anymore because I've either gotten rid of them or gifted them. Let me talk about this one for a second. Dua Poseidon's Matrix. As Neil was mentioning, there's the twists, the hybrids, the tribrids. This is a hybrid, too, between Creed Aventus and Zerzov Neo. So you get the, Aventus Birch and, the woodiness of that, the pineapple, and then the greenness of Neo, right? I'm going to spray it to see if my opinion has changed, but this thing kind of smelled, when I first got it in 2023, like 2 years ago almost now, it kind of smelled like Bob Marley, if you get what I mean. Like, it just smelled like some, kind of smelled like weed. I don't know. Like, oh, I just sprayed 2 sprays of it. I still don't like it. It smells like, and then like Pine Sol. It's got like this astringent, cleaner, like woodiness thing to it that just doesn't sit right at all. And it kind of dries down to the scent of lighter fluid for your grill. So, not a big recommendation for this one. The dent doesn't lie on that either. That's probably just these test sprays over the couple of years. That one's terrible. I do have some other good ones to share, though. Blaine says, bottom line, I just wear what I like. If it smells good, I wear it. I respect that. I agree with that. I just, make decisions based on what I think is worth the money or not, right? Justin's take regarding stealing from an artist goes out the window when you consider Neil's idea about the artist being removed from the creation. Yeah, absolutely. That was a great point. And I feel like that, honestly, accounts for probably 90+% of clones that are out there. Like, they're not independent owned perfumer sort of brand. Yeah. They're big conglomerate owned companies that they try and, they send out a brief and they go to the big houses and then someone, has the right thing and boom, they buy it. And then, hey, perfumer, I want you to make this for this brand. Okay. I have no ties to Marc-Antoine Bourgeois.
Yeah.
So really, really good point. In the same breath, if I hear a clone company trying to say that they want to bring to market a clone to make it accessible to people, that's just marketing. Yes, and I kind of fell into the trap of that with this brand because my experience was overwhelmingly positive at first, and then I was like, well, it was like Oprah with the duos. It was like, this one and this one, I get one here, and oh, this one sounds good. And then all of a sudden I ended up with like 6 things that I didn't like. It's bad. It's real bad. It's a toss-up between whether I would wear that or La Primavera first.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
I think also the thing about clone brands is that they don't give samples, and there's a reason why they don't give samples,
right?
Because of that particular one you had there. If people got samples of that, they'd be like, no way, man, I'm not buying this. But when it's only like $30,
yeah,
people are like, no, I guess so. I'll give it a chance. Why not?
Right. Sean, also on music, if you play another person's music and make money off of it, the original artist can sue for royalties. Yeah, definitely. And that's on YouTube strikes.
Yeah.
You're bringing a popular scent to market and make money from a new consumer base. Christmas shoes. Yeah. Yeah, there is. Copyright law is interesting. I don't remember the Tom Petty thing.
I don't remember.
I don't know. The chord I mean, what's we're going to talk about music theory and how different chords go together and scales and sus chords and all that stuff. I like music a lot, by the way. I'm just not a great musician.
Not all of us can.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I feel like that was most of the talking points that I had. I maybe can find some more questions, but I do have a few others that I want to share, to recommend. So the first one would be this. ETH Morpheus.
I have that.
Woody Oud from Maison Alhambra. I like it a lot. I don't get the greatest performance out of it, but I feel like this smells really good, and it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
The dent don't lie.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm insane. I like it. I like Oudwood. I like that DNA a lot. What's another one, right? I already showed this, but other than the slight redness in my skin after the first minutes of application, I really like Camera. I do get some weird skin reaction with this one, though. I don't know what that is about, but that one has always done well for me. Here's one that I don't think is a clone, but it's certainly from a clone brand. I think you have this one too.
I do have that one, yeah.
Yeah. Honor and Glory from the Bade collection from Latafa.
Mm-hmm.
What did people say this smells like? And it doesn't. They said like Ani and something else. This is like a really nice like pineapple upside down cake sort of smell, like caramelized sugar and pineapple rings kind of thing.
I mean, I guess I kind of see what they're talking about because it has the same type of vanilla that they used for the clone, not the clone, not Ani itself, but the clone of Ani.
I was gonna say this doesn't smell like Ani at all.
Spectre Ghost.
That's the one with the bullet in the side, right?
Yeah, I used to have that one. It's the same type of vanilla in it, and I guess if you really think about it, it's kind of like a mix of two of their own fragrances, because it's kind of like
what did they say, Hachivat and Ani or something?
Remember the pineapple one from?
Never tried that, but I definitely know.
It's very heavy pineapple. Some people get a little bit of like BR 540 in it, and I kind of see that a little bit from this, like the saffroniness of it. But that one, the Badi Oud, smells like the two of those combined together, Spectre and Kale Farsad.
Yeah. Huh. Not a fan of the dupe bottles. Oh yeah, so you don't like this? I get it. Yeah, I don't really.
Because that's like when they do that.
That's like actual IP, right? Like you can definitely sue for that, and they did because they changed the bottle.
Yeah,
it isn't this bottle anymore.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it still smells good
because they're trying to not only mimic the smell, but
if I show you the silhouette of this, you know that's the Tom Ford Private Blend.
You got Tom Ford, huh?
And like this, literally, I've picked up, held, sprayed many Tom Ford Private Blends, and this bottle is just as nice as those. Like those bottles are nothing special. The cap is shit. The bottle isn't all that heavy. Like this might be a heavier bottle than the Tom Ford. So yeah, I mean, I'd be mad about it too if they did it better than me. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's not like a pet peeve of mine, but yeah, I definitely think that may be kind of crossing the line a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to get rid of it because of it. That's for sure. Yeah, look, he's got it in white right there. Soleil de Feu. Hey, wait, yeah, Soleil de Feu.
Yep, that is.
Yeah, fire of sun of fire. That's what that means.
This is good stuff. If you've not smelled this,
That is good stuff.
This is
Salated
good
food.
stuff. You should smell this. This
That's
is the only
amber
real
tuberose, amber and tuberose, and that's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you mean, Jason. Yeah, it's a bit. I would say it's unisex leaning feminine. I don't reach for it often, but I enjoy the smell of it. I'm gonna have to look this up. I feel like I vaguely remember this, but I don't remember any of the details. Teach their own. I don't seek out the ones that have the bottles just to like flex or anything, but yeah, I think it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, it's potentially crossing the line if we're talking about ethics at all, right? It's like yeah, that's maybe a little bit too far.
I think this is kind of like an homage, right?
This is a cooler bottle than any of the parfums tomorrow.
Yeah, like it's a really cool bottle. The cap is nice and heavy, like and it nice click in place. You know.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn my camera off for a second. I'm grabbing another one.
All right, he's grabbing another one, folks. So anyway, while he grabs another fragrance, how is everybody doing in the chat?
Well, it's the same horse bottle, but it's a different fragrance.
Huh? Oh, is it the one of the darker colors, the opposite color ones?
No, this is normal Mahir. This is like a rose fruity fragrance. I think it's supposed to be Xerjoff Starlight, maybe.
Rose fruity is not Starlight.
I don't remember.
Starlight is cinnamon. Cinnamon, very smooth. With
actually, I didn't like this one at all when I first got it,
and
it leaked a little bit too. I don't know if you can tell the atomizer's a little.
No,
you can't. But
not really.
It smells good, and the bottle is nice. The cap is nice. Everything's weighted really nice. Like these bottles, if you don't know anything about anything of like what brand is what and whatever, if you're just like gauging it off of like, ooh, that looks cool, these are some of the fucking coolest bottles. Like this looks, I don't know, what is this, a Penhaligon's portrait collection? Like that's kind of what it looks like, right?
Kind of like it, yeah.
Anyway, did you have a point? I want to catch up on the chat again.
Nope. Keep working on the
more respect for clone houses when they come out with their own original scents, also not just copying other people. Yeah, for sure. And Dua has their own originals, and Latafa does too, right?
So does Alexandria, and
does Afnan? I feel like Afnan maybe does. Maybe not.
They probably do.
One moment, please.
Hey George, where's my Seraphim Muscat?
Yeah, where's Seraphim Muscat? I thought you were supposed to get that.
It hasn't even left the warehouse yet. They must be having some problems.
Who's gonna win the Great Horse Battle? One of my favorite clone houses is Mont Blanc, to be honest. Yeah, Legend was the first clone I ever owned. Shout out to Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce.
Yeah. It's a funny story. I ran into somebody not too long ago that I was like, I smell that. What are you wearing? That smells very familiar, that DNA. And he's like, I think it's Mont Blanc. So this is a guy who had no idea. I think he has no idea about cologne, about clones and stuff like that. And when he told me it was Mont Blanc Legend, I was like, oh, Mont Blanc Legend. Okay. It's a clone.
Yep.
It's just a clone that put it in a different bottle. Didn't look like it or anything like that. And no one makes a big stink about that one.
Nope. I like that one a lot, actually. And there's people that I work with that they got a bottle of that like last month. It was like, to me, that's like a nostalgic smell sort of thing. And I like it. It reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of my brother that would wear it. Like, yeah. The cap will break your toe. Yes. Yes, it will. There's quite a few heavy caps in my collection, but that's probably one of the heavier ones. I'm going to get Latafa's His Confessions just for the bottle. Hold on. Let's see this.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Hold on.
One moment, please.
Yeah, I'm going to try and pull it up. We're going to be good streamers.
You just type his and it comes up.
I got it.
It's like a bust.
Oh, shit. That's kind of cool. So is this all the cap?
Yeah.
Can you even see my cursor? No, you can't.
You can't see the cursor, but
the
top part, the bust part is got to be the cap.
It's pretty cool. Vanilla amber powder. Let's see if we can guess what this is.
An iris?
Iris, benzoin, tonka, vanilla.
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon. I don't know. It sounds good. What is mahoniol, though? Is this like an ambroxan type thing? No.
Molecule.
Givaudan made it. There you go.
See, look, they're even buying.
They're using the
same oils.
Flavor houses, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah.
What, lavender, vanilla, and tonka bean? It must be a Jean Paul Gaultier. I don't think so.
With iris?
Oh, gentlemen. Oh, Givenchy.
Shout outs to Derek.
Shout out to Dedrick. Huh. That is a dope bottle. I actually like that. Kind of looks like she's got like the tactical mask of like some like Rainbow Six Siege type shit. Anyway, I don't know, guys. I'm trying to see if there isn't. Oh, there isn't one I talked about, and this is going to piss people off. It might piss Neil off. Do you know what it is? I have this one. I like this one. I didn't like the original. I own the original. Now I revisited this one, and I'm like, damn, why did I sell the original? But I like this one. Do you know what it is now?
Oh, no. Okay, yes. Now I know what it is.
You know what it is now. Dun, 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 dun. It's Leighton. Look, it even has it right there.
Yeah, Leighton.
I like how this one smells more than I did Leighton when I owned it, to be honest.
So what you're saying is I should send you a sample of Leighton to see, just to see.
If you have Leighton exclusive, I would smell that one.
I don't.
I do want to smell that one. One of these days, I'm going to get back to Neiman, and I want to smell some of those that I've been meaning to. Legend Blue and Legend Spirit. Are those like the Invictus ones? Like one of them's like an Invictus Aqua one. I think that's Legend Spirit, right? Like the white bottle. Gave my bottle of Legend EDT to a buddy who used to wear feeders in high school. Yes. That's what my brother would wear, and I would steal it from him. And then I would spray it and think he wouldn't notice, and he definitely did. Black Tie. That's the Jeremy fragrance.
Yep.
Fragrance. Excuse me. Well, I think that's all I got. But what I will say is, Saga, Sean, are you still on here? I did drop that link in Discord if you guys wanted to join. We could just talk. I mean, I still have time. We started this thing early. I know we wanted to talk at some point today anyway, so we could just talk after if you guys are free, but feel free to join if you want to join. But it's a Celine fragrance?
Huh.
Oh. Huh.
It's funny that no one... Oh, yeah, it is in there. It's Celine.
Got it. Okay, I thought I'd just offer. All right. Actually, yeah, we'll connect. But all right, guys. Appreciate your time and attention. This was kind of fun. We don't talk about clones too often here. I kind of pretend they don't exist most of the time, but some are good, right? I'm not the biggest clone hater. I just am selective, right? But all right. Thank you guys for being here. Leave a like before you leave the stream. Subscribe if you're new. If for some reason you haven't been here for the past 13 streams. And we'll see you next time, all right? Have a good one. Bye.
Take it easy.